In this lesson, we start with reading text files from drives like hard drive or a flash memory. Text files usually contain data in form of words, numbers, symbols, etc. The data extracted from the file are transferred to the Python shell in one or multiple strings. In this case, the text file works as an input source to our program. Reading data from a file is a straightforward process of simple steps. First, we open the file by using the Python open function. The function returns a file object known as a stream, which works as a connector between the file and the file functions. The open function receives two arguments. The first is the path and the file name with extension. In this chapter, I'm going to open file saved on my desktop. I'm using an Apple computer, so please note that the format of the path to your file may look different if you're using a Windows or a Linux computer. The second argument is the opening mode, also known as the access mode. The mode determines the purpose of opening and how data read or written, as shown in this table. So the first one is reading mode, which opens for reading from beginning, and it raises an input-output error if the file is not found. The second one is the write mode, or write-only mode, which opens for writing from the beginning of the file. And be careful, because the old content is overwritten. That means if there are any material or any data in the file, it will be replaced by the new data you add. Create a new file if the file is not found. R+ is read and write mode, which opens the file for both reading and writing from the beginning also, and also if there's old content, it will be overwritten by new one. The append mode opens for writing from the end of the old content. So for that reason, it adds any new content to the old one at the end. And also because it's writing mode, so it creates a new file if file is not found. The text mode opens the file as a text file, and it is the default mode. It works with the reading, writing, and append modes. The binary mode opens as a binary file. That means the data will be saved as binary codes or machine code, and works for also reading, writing, and append modes. Since reading and text modes are default, we have the choice to add or not to add them, but I'm going to add them now. The second step is to extract all text data from the file by using the read function. Notice that the read function is a method of the file object. In this case, the file object connects the read method to the file. So in this case, in this line, the content read by my file will be directed or saved in the variable my text. Before reading the text, let me show you the content of the file. So as you see here, I have a file. Its name is coursename.txt. It is saved on my desktop, as you see from the open function, and it contains the title or the name of this course, Python for Science and Engineering. So this is the main idea. I'm going to read this text from this file. Now I'm going to print the content of my text. Of course, we can, instead of using print, we can check my text. So as you see, it is a string because we have the quotation marks. So for that reason, as I said, always text files are read as strings. And because they are strings, we can also process them. For example, we can say my text upper. Now finally, after reading the file, after getting the data, we need to close the file by using the file object and the method close. In Python, there are two ways to open and read text files. In the first one, as we saw here, file opening and reading are provided in separate statements. In this form, the file should be closed after reading the data. Technically speaking, if the file is opened for only one time for reading, the close function will not have an effect because by the end of the run of the code, the connection between the code and the file will be ended. However, if the same file is opened multiple times for reading and writing in one program or one session of work, you need to close the file every time to complete the text transfer to the file. For that reason, it's always safe to close any open files immediately after completing the reading or writing tasks in separate statements. There is a second way to open and close data file procedure by using the with structure. Let's open the same file similar in structure to block commands like for or while or if, because we have the first keyword with and it defines the opened file as file object myfile, and then we end the line with a colon. Then we move to the next line, which is indented to the right, and add. And now we print my text in this structure, and we get this result. Using structure actually is recommended now over separate statement functions, because everything here is contained in one place. First. Second, it closes the file automatically once we leave the structure. So close statement here is not needed.